Baby Tui-Na class before? If not, then you're in the right place, and we are so excited to dive in. My name is Myra Chen, and I'm your host and moderator for today's webinar. Here at eLotus, we have been hosting educational courses for over 3 decades, and we are so proud to be your trusted source for premium CEU content with over 200 speakers, 700 courses, and 3,000 hours of CE. We appreciate you all being here with us today. Allow me to introduce our new speaker, Ying Wang. Ying Wang is a dynamic figure in traditional Chinese medicine, serving as a doctor of TCM, an attending physician, and a lecturer on research topics such as theoretical basics of TCM and health preservation. She holds prestigious positions including Deputy Secretary General of the Liaoning Provincial Health and Rehabilitation Society and memberships in various TCM organizations in China. Dr. Wang is also the World-China Joint Medicine Diet Therapy Research Director and an esteemed member of the Chinese Acupuncture and Moxibustion Society. Her research is at the intersection of tradition and innovation. Her dedication to advancing TCM knowledge and practice is evident in her multifaceted contributions to the field. Today's webinar is Baby Tui-Na with Ying Wang, sponsored by Evergreen Herbs. Discover the practice of Baby Tui-Na to help nurture infants' health and development. During this period, infants must establish healthy spleen and stomach functions for effective nutrient absorption. You will learn the specific techniques on how to promote the smooth flow of meridians, qi, and blood to treat the digestive symptoms and support their overall well-being. Baby Tui-Na offers a gentle yet effective approach to infant care, empowering practitioners to apply these techniques in both home and clinical settings for optimal infant health and wellness. For our new attendees joining us, please let me familiarize you with our webinar room. Please set your chat from host and panelists to everyone. That way everyone can be part of the conversation. To ask questions during the webinar, please use the Q&A box so that they remain separate from the chat room. And lastly, the quiz. The quiz for CEUs will be available next business day late afternoon for everyone with qualifying attendance. Now, let's get started with today's webinar and welcome Ying Wang.
Thank you, Myra. I will just switch to my slides. So everyone can see my slides. If you can type yes in the chatting box.
Yeah, we can see it.
Great.
Perfect.
So let's start.
Go ahead.
So it's my honor to have this opportunity to give you a lecture about the Baby Tui-Na. And the title is Application of Baby Tui-Na on Functional Diseases of the Digestive System. And a short self-introduction about myself. I was born in 1990 and is a doctor of TCM. I have been studying traditional Chinese medicine for more than 10 years. And after that, I finished my doctorate degree and graduated. Then I became a teacher or lecturer in our college. It is called Acupuncture and Tui-Na College. And I'm also an attending physician that I practice traditional Chinese medicine in the affiliated clinic of our university. And I'm also this kind of titles, no more to mention it because it will take a long time to read it. And my research direction is compilation and excavation of ancient health preserving literature and the mechanism of sub-health conditioning therapy in traditional Chinese medicine. At my current position, I'm a lecturer in the teaching and research section of traditional Chinese medicine. And I have also taught this Baby Tui-Na for more than 2 years. And before my class, I need to introduce why I began to have this special opportunity that I met on Facebook, that I met Tina there. And I was so happy that I logged in the Facebook account and I posted the pictures that I taught this Baby Tui-Na class online. And Tina was attracted by these cute pictures. You can see that the very first picture on the left is my first session of the Baby Tui-Na. And these babies are so adorable. It sends a lot of great vibes when I'm teaching these cute little babies in the class. And those adults are their parents, mothers holding them in their arms. And this is me in the back. And the beautiful girl who sat beside me is my midwife when I gave birth to my baby girl. So you know that I met her when I gave birth to my baby girl in the year 2022. And it was also during the COVID time that in China, you have to stay at home for most of the time. And I felt a little upset around that time, since I'm a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, even though I'm a doctor, but I know not quite well how to give birth to a baby from the perspective of Western medicine. So I participated in a lot of online meetings and training courses. And one of the training courses was taught by her, my midwife. And after I attended in the training course online, then my name was Liaoning University of Traditional Chinese Medicine, and my name, Wang Ying, after that. And she was so curious about my experience in studying and practicing traditional Chinese medicine. And she asked me a lot of questions online at that time. And after that, we become the best of friends in the field of medicine. And I always ask her about the questions of the gynecology in Western medicine field. And she would ask me a lot of knowledge about the TCM. And after I gave birth to my baby and I talked to her that I practiced the Baby Tui-Na on my girl every day. And she was also excited. And she recommended that she wanted to share this special knowledge with her patients. Most of her patients are pregnant women, and also they would become friends with her even after they gave birth to babies. And they would also have some problems as a new mother. They don't know how to take care of their babies in a way without any side effects, without taking any herbs. It's the best way. Which one? Yes, the Baby Tui-Na. So my midwife, also my friend, she asked me to have a class with her together, that she would teach some classes about how to give birth to a baby, and I would teach some classes on Baby Tui-Na. And we received some exciting results. You can see the second picture in the middle. It's a chatting dialogue. Every time we formed a chatting group after we had this kind of Baby Tui-Na class, and the students who, after taking this training course, they can always talk to each other online about how they practice the Baby Tui-Na techniques, and any questions they want to ask online, I would also reply them here. And you see this picture, it is a pool picture, right? It's feces from this cute little chubby baby. And he looks very healthy, right? You can tell it from the facial color, complexion, and the chubby cheeks, the muscles, and everything just looks so fine. It's because his mother takes the courses and did this Baby Tui-Na on him almost every day, every morning and every evening. And before that, her baby has a problem, which is called constipation in professional term in medicine. But after that, You see the picture of the feces. It looks very beautiful, right? It's very cute, but it's really a big milestone for this baby that he can have this feces without a smelly smell. And you see that this baby has entered the phase that he can take the food cooked by his grandma. It's a traditional Chinese food called a spring pancake, that you roll the pancake and inside is the vegetables, the spring onions and other things. It might be a little heavy for babies, right? But if you do some baby Tui-Na to help the baby digest it well, it doesn't matter. It will finally become and transform into qi and blood to nourish the baby's body. So you see that it's really a very fantastic class, and I will meet new babies every time I start the class. Now I'm teaching the third session of the Baby Tui-Na already. And now let's introduce the acupoints. The acupoints in Baby Tui-Na, the picture is on the right, and you see. Is there any difference between the acupoints in Baby Tui-Na and adults acupoints? We can say that the acupoints in Baby Tui-Na are less than those in adults. Let's see how many parts we can divide it. On the left, I have listed. The first part is the head. So if you have a basis of learning the acupoints in ancient literature, and we can see some ancient literature of acupuncture, the writer would divide the acupoints with parts like the head, the trunk, the limbs, and extremities. But later, what we learn nowadays, we would divide the acupoints by meridians, right? But here you understand, when you practice the acupoints on Baby Tui-Na, it doesn't matter if you have to press the acupoints one by one, divided by meridians. You can just practice it by parts. So the first part, it is the head. From the basis theory of traditional Chinese medicine, compared with the foot, the head belongs to Yang or Yin. Yes, it belongs to Yang. You don't have to remember it so hard. You can just imagine that you are standing on the land. So which part of your body is much more nearer to the sun? Yes, it's the head. So in this way, you will understand more about why some acupoints are for tonifying yang in the body and which acupoints are for the yin. You can perceive it from this perspective, which part is much more nearer to the sun, which part absorbs the sunshine more. And also, we need to introduce the constitution of the baby, and it's very important to know that as an adult, after you become older and older, the yang qi in your body is gradually decreased. So when it is the peak time that you have the most yang in your body, yes, it's when you are a baby. And also we learn it from the Dao De Jing, from the Lao Tzu. And Lao Tzu likes the babies a lot. He spoke highly of the babies, that the babies can cry for quite a long time at a very sharp tone, and the baby wouldn't feel tired at all because they have a large volume of yang qi inside their body. And is it a good part, a good part for the baby? Not always. When they got problems, healthy problems, the pathogenic factors get into the babies, it is more likely that to see the pathogenic factors, no matter is the coldness or the hotness or whatever else, like the dampness, it will finally change it into the yang characteristics. It will become the fire, and the baby will suffer from the fever or the constipation. It can all be concluded that the baby is suffering from the yang excess problem. So you see that the yang qi sometimes it's good for you to defend the coldness. But for the babies, it is also some environment that can influence the pathogenic factors into per a specific feature of the disease, right? So the head, we can see that the acupoints are located on the anterior side of the head and also the posterior. The anterior side is around the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So are there any common here between these organs? We call it in Chinese character, qiao. Qiao is also called in English, orifice. Orifice is like a gate. The gate is for what? In our daily real life, you open the gate, you open the windows to let the wind come in to make the qi inside the room move, right? And if you learn more about the acupoints in TCM, you see some of the acupoints which are located around the orifices. They have been evolved into the micro system of the acupuncture. Like if you studied some special microsystem acupuncture, the eye acupuncture, it is originated from the Liaoning University of TCM, where I studied my master degree and a doctorate degree in China, Shenyang. And the acupoints are located around the eyes, and also the practitioner will insert the eyes besides around the eyes to cure all kinds of diseases, because the eye can be divided into an 8 trigram. The 8 trigram is also very famous theory in the history of TCM. It has a very deep foundation about Chinese culture. You can also see this kind of professional term in the field of feng shui. So you see that the theory in TCM can be applied in different fields, but they are all based on the basic theory of yin-yang. The Taiji is in the center, but around the center, there are so many circles, right? Some circles are called Tiangan, the heaven stem. Some are called the Dizhi, the 12 earth branches, and also the 24节气, the 24 seasons, right? So these are all the circles around with the center called yin-yang at the core. So the core can be perceived as some orifices also. So you see that whenever you learn the acupoints that are located around the orifices, you will know that it has a special energy to regulate the qi in the human being's body. And also, go on, we see there are also acupoints on the trunk. And here we need to introduce the meridian system. The acupoints for Baby Tui-Na on the trunk, we applied a lot. Most of them are located on the spleen meridian and the stomach meridian. And the most famous one you can see here is the 足三里, located 3 cun's. That's why it is called the sun here number. It means that the 3 cun's below the knee and 1 cun lateral to the tibia. And you need to pay attention here, even though we see the acupoint is very clear. While you are applying it on baby, the baby is moving all the time. And if you do it wrongly, you press it so hard, the baby will just get away from you very quickly or waving their limbs. So it's hard for you to locate these acupoints. There are some techniques and skills you can take. Later, I will introduce you in the specific slide. And the third part is the arms, hands, and legs. We call it the limbs. And also from the theory that I introduced to you in the first part, the head compared with the foot, it belongs to Yang. And also here we introduce another theory in TCM. The moving part compared with the stable part belongs to Yang. So you see that the limbs of the human beings, they move more, quite often, more often than the trunk, right? So most of the acupoints on the extremities or the arms, the hands, the legs are more Yang than the trunk, the acupoints on the trunk. So we can cure diseases like the coldness and the hotness with the limbs apart because we want to regulate the Yang on these parts to help balance the yin and the yang. It's more convenient for you to change the yang inside the body than yin, yes. While we cure the diseases of the adults, you will see that it's more quickly for you to clear the yang or tonify the yang by moxibustion, but it will be so hard to tonify the yin. You have to let the patients to take some herbals to tonify the yang more efficiently, right? And the fourth part is the extremities, the hands and the feet. And we will introduce a lot of acupoints on the hand, this tiny little cute hand. There are so many acupoints on it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to remember it so hard. I will teach you some skills to help you remember it more quickly and clearly.